Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Lecturer, Sir Muhammad Chandra, SPD MPD, and my beloved classmate. I am Anang Kurniawan with students number 86. On this opportunity, I would like to review the journal with the title Vocabulary Self-Collection Strategy. Is it effective to improve vocabulary mastery achievement on senior high school students? Well, the author of this journal was Rizal Arisman. The publishers of this journal is Journal of English for Academic and released on August 2, 2021. And for the pages, it has 11 pages. 11. Alright. We have a table of content here. The first one is introductions, second is method, the third is finding, and the last is discussion and conclusions. Well, my presentation should only last for maybe 10 minutes or maybe more. Without wasting the time, let me begin. The first, introductions. Mastering vocabulary, it is important in getting to know any language. This due to the fact that vocabulary is built into all the elements of the language, to be specific reading, writing, speaking, and listening. While not having sufficient vocabulary, it must be not possible to gather proper abilities in any language skill. Well, Saing Pak Digit state that despite frequent usage of the English language both in and out of the classroom, students continue to face difficulties in their learning, and they usually see unfamiliar terms as the first obstacle to overcome. Same goes with Asgari and Mustafa. They are sure that can be due to the fact that vocabulary has been acknowledged as being critical to language usage, and that learners with inadequate vocabulary knowledge have had problem in second language acquisitions. Thinking about significance of mastering vocabulary, it thought to learn using the suitable in strategy that students' vocabulary mastery can be stepped forward. It is supported by Kavipur and Naver, which argue that the use of learning method is very essential in the process of vocabulary acquisitions, and it is highly dependent on the effort of the learner. Learning methods for vocabulary are a subset of language learning strategies that have received a great deal of attention since the late 1970s. This vocabulary is receptive, productive, passive, and active. Well, receptive or passive vocabulary refers to the words identified and understood by local and overseas speakers, which might be hardly ever used anyway. Productive or active vocabulary is actively spoken or written. The vocabulary of the pupil is commonly broader than that of the speaker, even as the vocabulary of the pupil is pretty passive or massive. Well, gaining knowledge of vocabulary is not just its form and significance. Well, Watts and Johnson examines a sure elements of making sure accurate gaining knowledge of vocabulary is first, repeated exposures, which is imply that pupils have to come across new words in numerous conditions over time. Seek to introduce new phrases as part of a commonplace tale, theme, or subject within the curriculum. Second, significant context that our words utilized in vocabulary mastery have to associate as plenty as feasible to the life or experience of the pupils. 3. Third, experience, expertise, and the context of a knowledge words and ideas, new words thought to continually be delivered. Ask pupils to listing things they recognize about subjects before introducing a new word. And the fourth is links that illustrate or join the connections among new words, a well-known word of concept. The fifth, the contextual clues and dictionaries that pupils use to discover the lacking of infamous words in the context of a sentence or paragraph. And the last, sixth, the manner pupils look up words within the dictionary should be combined with the way that they study them, pronounce them, and use them. I think that's it. Once they come across new phrases, to see them as a part of sentence, speak them and use them inside the written or oral context. It has to additionally be mixed with teacher. Now, let's move on the method. Well, in his research, the method used was a quantitative approach of experimental design. The students concerned in this study were 11th grade students from SMA Negeri 4 Bau-Bau, with total numbers were 184 students. The samples have been classed 4 as an experimental class and class 7 as a control class, with a total number were 60 students. They were selected as a sample used the purposive cluster sampling technique. It means each of the group of the students who had low vocabulary learning achievement had the opportunity to be selected as the samples of this research. Now, let's take a look on the finding and discussions. As you can see here, you can see the table that I've been given to you. You can tell how the research worked and the result, the finding and discussions itself. And now you may pause this video to watch or to learn more about the table that I've been given there in this video. And now let's go to the conclusions. In conclusions, primarily based on the end results of the data analysis as provided formally within the descriptive analysis, supported through the hypothesis test and the effectiveness test, this research conclude that there are significant differences in the achievement of vocabulary proficiency among students at those that are taught using self-taught vocabulary collection strategy and those who are taught through the conventional approach. It may be seen inside the average scores of the posters, in which inside the experimental class it is 79.67 and it is categorized good. It means that students gained an awesome comments of a vocabulary after being taught using the vocabulary self-collections strategy. For the contrast, the mean poster score in the control class is 69.83 and it is classified as a fair. It reveals that the students have an appropriate achievement in vocabulary mastery after being taught using conventional method. From the end results of the endgame test, which is in this table, it may be regarded that the mean score within the experimental class is 47.75%, and it is 25.11% with the control class. Observing the result of the age group, this research suggests to use the vocabulary self-collection strategy in teaching vocabulary, since it's better to improve student vocabulary mastery achievement than the conventional method. Well, I think that's all for me. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you for Mr. Chandra for being the best lecturers in this course. Well, I think that's all for me, and thank you for watching. See you guys next time. Bye bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.